So Pope Francis has named Archbishop Luis Mariano Montemayor as Apostolic Nuncio to Ireland. And I thought we'd just take a second to go through his bio, who he is, and just a little bit of commentary on the challenges he may face in taking up this new position in Ireland. So we're just going to go through a little bit about the profile of the new papal nuncio to Ireland. His name is Archbishop Luis Mariano Montemayor, and he's Apostolic Nuncio to Ireland, titular Archbishop of Elche. And for anyone who doesn't know where that is, that's near Toledo in Spain. He was born on the 16th of March 1956, so he is 66 years old. He was ordained a priest in 1985 in Buenos Aires, and in 2008 he was appointed titular Archbishop of Elche. He was then in 2008 made Apostolic Nuncio to Senegal, to Cape Verde and Mauritania, the same year that he was ordained a bishop. In 2008 he was appointed Apostolic Nuncio to Guinea-Bissau, Apostolic Nuncio in 2015 to Democratic Republic of Congo, and in 2018 he was appointed as Nuncio to Colombia. This year, on the 25th of March, he has been appointed Apostolic Nuncio to Ireland, taking over from Archbishop Okolo. So a little bit about the history of Archbishop Luis Mariano Montemayor. He was born in Buenos Aires on March 16th, 1956. He completed his ecclesiastical studies in the Metropolitan Seminary of the Immaculate Conception, Villa Devoto, Buenos Aires, where he obtained a baccalaureate in theology. After exercising his diaconate in the parish of San Benito Abad, he was ordained priest on the 15th of November 1985 by Cardinal Juan Carlos Aramburu, Archbishop of Buenos Aires. From January 1986 to July 1987, he served as parish vicar in the parish of Santa Maria. In September 1987, he entered the Pontifical Ecclesiastical Academy, and in May 1991, he received his doctorate in canon law from the Pontifical Gregorian University in Rome. He entered the diplomatic service of the Holy See in June 1991. From that year until 1993, he served in the Apostolic Nunciature of Ethiopia, and from 1993 to 1997 in that of Brazil, and from 1997 to 2000 in those of Thailand, Cambodia and Singapore. In August 2000, he was called to the Secretariat of State section for relations with states, where he dealt with the countries of the South, Southeast and East Asia, and remained until his appointment as nuncio in 2008. On June 13, 2002, Pope John Paul II granted him the pontifical title of Honorary Prelate to His Holiness. He received episcopal ordination in Buenos Aires on the 6th of August 2008. It was in the solemn Eucharist celebrated at 7 p.m. in the Metropolitan Cathedral of Buenos Aires, presided over by the Secretary for Relations with the States of the Vatican, Secretariat of State Monsignor Dominic Mamberti, titular Archbishop of Sagona. In this celebration, which was attended by the Apostolic Nuncio in Buenos Aires, Monsignor Adriano Bernardini, Cardinal Jorge Maria Bergoglio, Archbishop of Buenos Aires and Primate of Argentina, and Monsignor Eduardo Maria Tausig, Bishop of San Rafael, acted as co-consecrators. The reading of the Apostolic Mandate was in charge of Monsignor Adelio Eugenio Guasta, Honorary Prelate to His Holiness and Parish Priest of Our Lady of Mercy, and acted as Master of Ceremony. Monsignor Antonio Domingo Aliosio, chaplain of His Holiness and parish priest of St. Julia. So what will the Nuncio have to face when he comes to Ireland? Well, he'll have to face an incredibly fast-moving, decreasing Catholic Church. Ireland seems to be outpacing itself compared to Netherlands, Belgium, Germany in the way it's moving, the way the church leadership, the way the church has moved in the last number of years. We had two very important referendums which overwhelmingly showed where Irish Catholicism has moved. In these referendums, we saw our leadership very silent, very, very silent. I witnessed it firsthand. I saw it firsthand. So it's very interesting that the Nuncio, the first thing that the Nuncio will be looking at when he comes to Ireland is the Irish Directory. You know, the Irish Directory, if we look at it this year, there are 4,777 nuns in Ireland. That's actually an increase of 170 on the directory of 2022. So where did these 170 extra nuns come from when you have the Irish Catholic giving us a different story? I think the Archbishop will soon realise how much fiction has been printed in this directory. And I say that simply because it's true. That isn't me inventing stuff. These estimates are pie in the sky estimates if you're thinking about it. We have one national seminary left, which is notorious for the last number of years, has had umpteen visits from outside of Ireland. And now Pope Francis has sent somebody he knows very well to Ireland. Because Pope Francis knows Archbishop Luis Mariano Montemayor very well. He was there in 2008 when he was consecrated, and he has met him because of the work he's done in Democratic Republic of Congo, of the work he has done in Colombia, and now he's coming to Ireland. He will be here for about 2 years. That's my estimate. So that he can get and suss out what is going on, from girls dancing around altars at Christmas masses to a synodal document which is more woke than Germany. And that's why Cardinal Grech has asked Ireland, pause, what are you doing? Hey, hold on a second, we didn't think you'd go down that far with your document. But this is the reality, and I think the church is going to realise now how badly formed, how little catechism Irish have been taught over the last number of years. The crisis of the faith in Ireland is a crisis of not having taught the faith. This is simply true. There's no other doubt about it. I mean, and we even just have to look at what's happened in Irish seminaries. We have to look at that, what's happened in the Irish seminary, because there's only one left. And that's why there is such a focus on Ireland at the moment. Ireland is on the cusp of really closing half of their churches over the next 30 years. The demographics are simply that. Dublin, just look at the process of what has happened in Dublin. I'm not inventing all of this. So when the Archbishop picks up the National Directory and he says, 940,000 Irish students, that's impressive. 940,000 Irish students in Irish Catholic schools. And what he is doing, bishops in Ireland, with these 940,000 Irish students? We're in the process of divesting the schools to the state so that, the children, the last remaining vestiges of Catholicism can be, just sold off to the state. And we're just sitting back as the state tells us, no, you can't protest about outside abortion clinics. We're going to rezone your churches. Don't you come at us saying we can't rezone those churches into something else. Who do you think you are? And the Irish church has just gradually just handed itself over to the Irish state. You govern the church. And when the pandemic came, we're non-essential. We can't do this, we can't do that. Dear secular state, we just bow down to you and off you go. You tell us how to govern our church. Mr. Leo Varadkar and Micheál Martin, you just come along and tell us, give us the Nefesh update on how we should govern the church. Did this happen in Poland? No, it didn't. Bishops didn't turn around and let the government tell them what to do. They kept their churches opened. And they didn't suffer millions or thousands of extra deaths because they kept churches open to mass going. My mother-in-law in Poland, unvaccinated, in her 70s, went to mass every single day during the pandemic. And I can tell you, she's not in the best of health, but she didn't die either. And like that, thousands upon thousands of Polish people went to mass every single day during the pandemic. Yet, Irish bishops just said to the Nefet, oh, Nefet, you're the science that we need to obey. God forbid that we'd have mass. And 4 years into this, we're still wearing masks in some churches. Priests are still wearing masks. What is going on? So, the nuncio will have to deal with what we have done in the church. I am a layman. But if you've been given your whole life to Christ and you're a leader in the church, lead souls to Christ. Lead souls to Christ. Grow your church. Be a witness of who Christ is. And just don't sit back and just say, oh, no, we can't do anything. We can't. We're just sitting back and, the world is where it is and this next generation is the way. We can't speak to this next generation. We can speak to the next generation with our witness, who we are, what we represent. And I think it's important. Either we are going to stand up and fight for the faith, or we're just going to sit back and, like that synodal document, which mentioned LGBT 11 times and mentioned Christ twice. It goes to show what we are focused on in the church. We're focused on being woke and being inclusive into the world and being popular to the Irish society. And people just find it all irrelevant. Completely, you're just another NGO, inclusive NGO. You're no different than anything else. We have to bring Christ out to the streets. Evangelize. Our Protestants are doing this. Why can't Catholics do this? So it's, sorry, going off a little bit of a rant there, but the Archbishop will be looking at my videos, I've been told, because I speak Spanish. I don't know why people are pinging me all day about this. But it'll be interesting to see. But I'm a nobody in the church. I'm just a blogger who loves the faith, is asking, what is going on in Ireland? Could we not do more instead of sitting back and letting the faith die? Can we not do more for our church than just sit back and let the faith die? We have to preach the deposit of the faith as was preached, handed on to us, and not pander to this world, which hates the faith, has always hated the faith. In 2,000 years, this is what it is. And now in our incredibly secular Irish society, they don't care. I mean, we saw the debate in Scotland the other day when a member of the Scottish Parliament, she voiced her views on abortion, on same-sex marriage, and she got slated. How dare you come out of your Christian box? How dare you come out of that? You stay in that box, and those views, you can hold them on a Sunday, but God forbid you hold them any other day of the week, because those are your religious views. And this is where Ireland's being pushed. Ireland is being pushed. Irish Catholicism is being pushed into a box for Sunday. Don't you dare voice any views that are not the new dogma that comes from Leinster House. That dogma is unquestionable. This is where we're moving, and you Catholics, you better get back in the box. You can have your view for Sunday, but don't go express it in public. And it seems like Catholics now are not able to have a public opinion on this. We saw that with Father Sean Goff in the UK in the interview, privately praying beside an abortion clinic with a pro-life sticker in his car, being hauled in by the police in the UK and questioned why he is wearing a soutane. This is coming to Ireland as well. This is coming to Ireland. So we either stand up and be Catholics and not be afraid to be Catholics, or we just let the faith die. It's make or break now. So interesting times with the arrival of the new apostolic nuncio. What is Pope Francis asking? I mean, alarm bells. I know for a fact alarm bells went off in Rome when the synodal document got published. And they saw, oh gosh, now we understand no vocations. Now we understand crisis in minute. I mean, it was a joke during the same-sex marriage referendum what was going on in Maynooth. It was an absolute joke, and even the seminarians were there said that. I mean, they didn't even hide it. And now Rome sees how far Catholicism in Ireland has fallen. They see it, they know it, because the leadership are compromised. They're not able to stand up and lead as men. They're not. You know, when the video of the dancing girls around the Archbishop went to Rome last year, you know, it asked questions. What is going on in Ireland? Is this where they're going? Is this what we're doing? You know, and, you know, it's about time we got some leadership asking, directing, showing us where are we going, guys. God bless you. Take care. And I give these comments in love because I love the faith. I hate to see the church die, but questions have to be asked. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.